Hello and welcome to my watch reviews. If you're new here, my name is Mike. I'm an amateur watchmaker and I like to make watch reviews as well. And here we are with the latest sports World Time GMT from Baltany with the very fetching name of S6083. I wish they would come up with a better name. Let's just call it the Sports GMT by Baltany, eh? Now, as per usual in my videos, this will be going under the microscope. We'll have a good close look at it a little bit later on. First of all, we need to have a look around the watch. What I'm going to tell you though is Baltany have improved a lot of their finishing and they've improved certain other aspects, certainly to this watch. It's great to see, but we'll get the ugly bit out of the way now. The result of that is a bit of a higher price. At the moment, there's no sales on. This is $250 US, which is coming in around about 192 British pounds. There will be some import taxes should you want to buy one, potentially in your country, and sadly if you're in America there may also now be tariffs, so just bear that in mind. There is the black one that we're seeing today. There's also one with a green bezel and there's one with a blue one too, so you do have lots of choice. Right, let's have a tour around the dial. Now, as you might be able to tell, I'm filming this outside and as a result there is some reflection, certainly from that bezel. The bezel is a ceramic insert and the bezel itself is a 24 click, which is right for the GMT function that it offers. If you draw yourself in, there is a ring rather than an inner rotating bezel. It's just a chapter ring with the 24-hour markings on that. Half of it is black, half of it is white, and that represents the day and the night. The watch has got applied indices and they're all filled with lume. The lume, of course, as you can see, is that kind of faux patina. Now, I'm going to sort of criticize that a little bit. I don't think that this watch needed that. I know Baltany like to make these retro watches and watches of yesteryear, and let's face it, the World Time bezel type watches have been around I think since the 19th century one way or another, so it's not a new thing. It's a very versatile and interesting feature, that's for certain. But yeah, I think personally just normal white lume would have worked better on this watch. You tell me what you think, of course, down in the comments. Now, as much as they're applied indices, they've made a special attention to the 12, 3, 6 and 9, which have got a particular type of brushing on there, which is really nice. You can't really see it in the shots here, unfortunately, but you will later on when we get onto the microscope, so please hang around to see that because it is really nice. You can see the watch has got a crown at 4. I like a crown at 4. This is in part to fit your wrist a little bit better, so it's a little bit more comfortable, but it also makes the watch a bit more streamlined in its design. I wear my watch on my right arm, so where the crown is doesn't really matter, but I personally like it at 4 o'clock. You've also got a date window at 4 as well, which is nice to see. The watch has got 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and a screw down case back. So, you know, again, offers a lot of versatility. Here's the faux patina lume, and it burns okay. It's C3 superluminova, giving you that green glow. The bottom half of the chapter ring is also lumed, but that fades fast and quickly. The rest of it burns okay, actually. It's not too bad. I've seen better, but it's ample enough for this type of watch. Now, I think Baltany have improved their finishing here. The uniformity of the brushing there on the bracelet is really nice. It's got high polished side links. That's not the right word, but on the sides of the links they're high polished at least. When you start looking at the sides of the case as well, it's just that nicer, smoother type of brushing that I like. That polished chamfer that's going around the edge there, where it meets is perfect. Very good. They say it's actually all hand done. It'd still be using machines, but just the guys holding the watch by hand. That's the way I look at that. You can see here from the side profile that the lugs drop off quite well, and that's going to give you good uniformity on the wrist and fit more wrists as well. Sign crown with the B on it, like that a lot. The other side you're just going to see the same type of finishing, but it's nice and crisp. Definitely an upgrade, I think, from other Baltanys that I've seen. This is like San Martin level finishing, in my opinion. The sad part is, you turn it over, the case back is just completely plain and uninteresting, and It's always been my gripe. It's a gripe on all of my reviews on watches that have plain case backs. Missed opportunity. You can put model numbers on there. You can put all kinds on there. Use it to your advantage. It's like a clear advertising space. Watch dimensions, 40mm case. A lot of people like that. It's a nice middle of the road size. Thickness, well, it's 13mm. It's a slightly domed crystal. I'll give it that. The end links, or the lug width, will be 20mm. Bracelets tapering down to 16. So let's just do the lug to lug. Always an important dimension, and that is, well, I'll call it 46.5. So it will conform to most people's wrist, to be honest with you. And it is, there we are, sapphire crystal. Here's the wrist shots. I've got 7-inch wrist, 18 centimeters, and it looks quite handsome, I think. The drop lugs certainly help to contour nicely, and the crown at 4 just makes it look a little bit thinner than the 40mm that it is. But yeah, I like it. Very nice. NH34 movement. Let's test it for accuracy. Here we are. Dial up plus 16 seconds. Amplitude is pretty decent. Crown down, usually the most stressful position, gravity-wise. Beta has just crept up, but the accuracy has actually got better. Now we are +2, +3 seconds at crown up. And then the final one, of course, is dial down. It's the less stressful of the 4 positions I'm testing, and it's +9 seconds. So overall, this watch in 4 positions is pretty decent. And again, for an entry point movement like the NH series, that is, well, fantastic, really. So 10 out of 10, movement's great. Okay, this is the watch in hand section. Excuse some of the fingerprints on the watch, and also my fingers. They're a bit dirty from work today. I haven't been able to clean them enough. So Baltany have definitely upped their game with this watch. The finishing on this case is really, really nice. Look at the brushing on that. It's lovely to feel. The contrast between the polish and the brushing is great. End links are tighter than a duck's backside. Look, really good. You've got just enough movement in the bracelet to be comfortable and conform to your wrists. It doesn't pinch my hair, and I've got very hairy arms. They are high polished, other than my fingerprints on the sides. You've got screw pins. You've got a clasp with 4 micro adjusts, and it's the quick release clasp like that. One thing I'm going to say about this watch: this is made out of 316L stainless steel, as most watches seem to be. However, that is only it's only got a hardness to 200 Vickers, and what they've done is hardened it up to 500 Vickers, and basically that will now give you more scratch resistance. But I believe it is only on the case, and I think that's a really good thing to be doing, because the one thing you don't want to do is be knocking up your case and getting it scratched. It's always a bit sad when that happens, so to prevent it for as long as possible is definitely welcome. As far as I'm aware, though, they have not done it on the bracelet, and they certainly haven't done it on the clasp. And I think all these watch companies that are now hardening their cases are missing a trick. If you harden the clasp or make it more scratch resistant, everybody's going to want that, because that's the first thing that gets scratched, and you can get that scratched on day one. You know, just being on a desk or a bench or something like that, it's always going to be in contact with the surface. So protecting this, in my eyes at least, would be a really good idea for Baltany in particular, but for every brand. You know, let's see that happen. So it's very welcome all the same that they are trying, and they're trying to up their game. Okay, so it is a GMT and World Time. So you've got the World Time bezel, and the bezel action on this is nice. It's got just enough friction on it to make a defined click and not actually slip out of the position you want it to be in. But equally, you can fidget with it if you are stressed out or anything like that. If you want to know how a World Time bezel works, well, they're as simple or they're as hard as you want them to be, really. The whole idea is that you can tell the time in a different city or different country very easily at a glance. Where it gets complicated is daylight saving time. So countries like myself in the UK over winter, we'll put our clocks forward and things like that to give ourselves more daylight. and other countries near the equator, I suppose, and some southern hemisphere countries won't be doing that. So it gets a little bit confusing, and then other countries do it at different times. But the whole idea really is its simplicity. You know, we should give or take know where we are. Of course, the minutes never change. So at the moment, it is actually 11 o'clock at night, and I'm doing this review here in the UK. So I'm looking at London, which is set at the top with a little arrow, and I can move that to the inner bezel there, which says 23, and therefore that is now set at London time, which of course in this instance would be quarter past, or just coming up to quarter past 11. So therefore in Paris, quarter past 12, quarter past 1 in Cairo, quarter past 2 in Moscow, and so on and so forth. So at a glance, you can tell the time in a different country, and with the added advantage of having the GMT hand, which means that of course you can actually properly track another time zone. The inner bezel there is black at the top to represent the night, and it's white at the bottom to represent the daytime hours, and the white at the bottom will also be loomed, which will show you well, I think I've already shown you that, haven't I, in the video, what we're talking about. So yes, we've got a crown at 4, and excuse me because it's in the middle of a date change because I was faffing with it a moment ago. So it's a screw down crown. The watch is giving you 200 meters of water resistance, which means that you can swim with this whilst telling multiple times in different countries. So there's a trick for you when you're next on holiday underwater. What is the time in I don't know, Honolulu or something like that. So there we go. It's an NH34 movement, so you've got hand wind hacking, like I say, the screw down crown. It's not always the easiest of screw down crowns, this one, I think, because of the position to actually catch the threads, but the threads don't cross thread or anything like that, so it's decent in that way. Obviously the crown is signed, as you can see. Where Baltany has excelled themselves though is well, on the hands and the dial. So look at the hands. All right, we're going to look at these in much closer detail in the microscope in a moment, but they've put a lovely brushed finish on the top, and then they've polished the side accents, and the second hand is capped, and I always like to cap second hand. I think that offers a little bit more quality, a little bit more thought going into the watch. And funny enough, it's something that San Martin used to do, and I asked them recently why they don't do it anymore. And they come back with some mumbo jumbo about the fact that, you know, it's very difficult to produce and all this, that and the other. Well, that's rubbish, because it's just a second hand that you can buy. And, you know, Baltany are using it here on an NH34 movement. So well done, Baltany. You've ahead of the race there. What they've also done is they've applied a different type of brushing to the 12, 3, 6 and 9 indices. And we're going to again look at that in more detail in just a moment. But if I move them around in the light, you might be able to see that they sort of have a rainbow type finish about them. Now, in my engineering background, we would call that glazing, and that's where the tool is a little bit blunt and the steel's got a little bit hot. It's almost work hardened as it's cut, and it causes glazing. Whether that's happened here by accident or more likely deliberate, because I think it's actually quite a nice feature. It looks good on the watch. So with all that said, let's put it on the microscope and have a better look. Okay, here's your movement. If you're regular to the channel, you may as well skip. You've seen these many times, but if you've not seen an NH30, well, 35 or 34, they're all the same. This is what the movement looks like. Pretty plain, simple. This is what Seiko do. They don't make them too fancy at this level, but they are always very, very reliable, cheap to buy, and easy enough to service as well, actually. So yes, that's what it looks like. There's your hairspring in your balance. Never touch the hairspring because it'll break it. Well, it won't break it, but it will take your watch all out of timing. And just be very careful if you ever want to regulate your watch, moving the stud and the regulator arms, especially because of the way they have their fittings for the hairspring, because they're just easily damaged. Here we are on the dial then, and it's got a slight radial brushing. You can just about see that in the light there, I think. Very nice. It's subtle as well because I didn't pick it up at first. If we look at the printing, so Baltany is printed well and nice. Interesting choice of font. The minute markers are all fine. Well, they look all fine, don't they? GMT in red there. Water resistance 200 and automatic all look good. Very consistent. And then the bezel, the inner bezel, if you want to call it that, chapter ring, is moulded to the dial somehow, so it's probably pinned on plastic pins. And the joy of that is that you're not going to get any misalignment other than from manufacturer. Now, I have crosshairs on my screen, which sadly don't transverse into the video, and I can tell you that they are perfectly lined up right now, so it's good. If we go down to the hands, sadly you can't see the GMT hand, it's obscured by the hour hand. That's typical, isn't it? But this is what I'm talking about. Look at the brushed finish on the hands in the flat section at the top, and then the high polished chamfers on the sides. Now that is an extra process, and it's come out really, really well, and it's a nice attention to detail, if you ask me. They're putting a lot of effort in, and of course, you know, they're asking a bit more money for this, $250, and this is where some of it's going. They're just trying to up their game and offer you guys something better, and I will vouch for them on this occasion. The capped hand again just looks lovely, doesn't it? Dates around is nice and clean, but there is one sort of elephant in the room, and it's there, but it's also kind of here, here, and here. Now let's get a little bit closer for me to discuss what I'm wanting to discuss. So at this level, firstly, you can see that new brushing that they've done on the indices there, and it's just machined, isn't it? It's machined straight lines. Looks really, really nice, especially with the polished outer flanks. But it's this loom strip that, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. It looks like it's overhanging, doesn't it? To me, anyway. But when you look at it through a loop in the reel, they're actually sloping down. So the loom, I'm trying to find something small enough to point with, really. The loom is covering those side flanks as well. But to me, it just looks like, I don't know, they should have ended it where the chamfers start. It would have just fit better. When we come up to this one, oh, there's a bit of quality control issue there, because as you can see, it's broken. It's out of focus there a little bit as well, isn't it? There we are. Excuse some of the dust. It's a black dial, and dust will form on this dial just from me being here. They're buggered black dials. But yeah, that I'm not impressed with what's going on there, because it hasn't worked out well at all, has it? And that's a real shame, because I can see that with my naked eye. I've kept quiet throughout the whole review, but I can certainly see it, you know, all the time, and it is a bit of an annoyance. And so Baltany will be watching, and they need to remedy that and have a good quality control. So that is my own. Here we are. Look, actually, we can see the GMT hand at last. That's fine. And then at 12 again, doesn't it? It just looks like it's sticking out. And I don't know. I'm going to take it up with them, because I'm not happy with that at all myself. But that is the dial up close, so that we can look at those hands again. If I can just get it in focus. A little bit of a jagged edge there, but you can forgive it. We are at really, really microscopic level now, so you're going to see some roughness. I mean, you can even see the hand moving there, which is always nice to see. Look. And you could argue really that the sides aren't as polished as you first perceive, or even I perceive, but they're good enough, because you can, with your eyes, it looks fine. Yeah, I just can't get away from that loom, I'm afraid. But there we go. That's the microscope bit done. Hope you enjoyed that, and let's summarise. Overall, I think this is a good watch. Certainly like the improvements, like the hardened case and the better quality hands. The finishing just seems a lot better. So if you're in the market for a GMT or a World Timer or both, then certainly worth considering. The price might be a little bit higher than I would have liked, but that can always come down in sales, can't it? So, okay, it's over to you guys in the comments. Tell me what you feel, what you think about Baltany generally. And if you want to see some more Baltanys, well, stick around. There's a couple on the screen right now that you can click on and go and watch, because I've done plenty of reviews of these. Okay, see you all in the next one, or I'll see you in the comments. Bye for now.